Boy, I say, whoa, now that's your minds are now the toothless wonder. For us in the Mid-Atlantic, the Bamboozle Again News Network reporting right before the supposed snowpocalypse. Man, it look like I ain't finna do nothing, Jack. Bamboozled again? But who knows, we'll see. They're predicting between 1 and 78 inches of snow here in Maryland. So, and anywhere in between. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to get into it. I was scrolling through the YouTubial streets, and I seen my man, Dennis Sperling. I think he real decent intellectual brother, you know what I'm saying? Very insightful, very wise. He had made a community post, and it was a brother. It was a cartoon version, right, of a brother with the black power fist, but he had the white woman behind him, right, and it was saying, "Can you be pro-black and date outside your race?" And on top of his community post said no. So it got me thinking. 'Cause I like add my little 2 cents into the demonstration. Let's. This is just my humble opinion, right? Pro-black don't exist. Maybe in a social concept, in a mental concept, but in actuality and application, pro-black don't exist. It's another tool to bamboozle you. I just seen what was that? The brother who got yoked up, I think in New York in the jail system or something like that. I think that was a public sacrifice, right? But yet I digress. And then I seen something where they said I thought Black Lives Matter was extinct. They said when some black man died, right, and they make national news, then you get the pro-blackity black dude to come out, with the microphone, your Al Sharptons. It seemed like it's crazy, yo. It seemed like in the nation of Negrodom, right, we only got one civil rights lawyer. Who's that? Benjamin Crump. Ain't nobody else. He ain't got no understudy. Just one. They said Black Lives Matter showed up. But here's what's crazy, because on paper, Black Lives Matter is a pro-black organization, right? But I ain't seen not that time these folk pay for somebody's legal fees, pay for somebody's funeral, pay for somebody's appeal. It's not like they in some central hub, monitoring civil rights and then send their agents out to investigate, help the family, just that and the third. What they call grave chasers. And they supposed to be pro-black, ain't they? But all pro-black do is bamboozle black people, yo. I'm of this mindset, right? Instead of being pro-black, just be pro-you. Because even in my own personal life, and like with my experience at the job, right? I tried to, be pro for the people and, the employees, and they getting, they hind parts handed to them. And then one day, with the help of some other people, I realized they ain't did nothing to me. I'm fighting and taking up the call for these folk. But when I make inroads to meet up, let's gather, let's heal, let's get together, compare notes, let's do a class act. Ain't nobody inbox me back about the solution. But when the employer give it to them, then they'll call me. All this being loyal to a fault, but the stuff you're loyal to ain't loyal to you. Let's say the pastor man, is he pro-black? You know what I mean? But then with Miss Gertrude, who been paying her tithes for 30 years, maybe, she put up her house for her son, so now maybe, she a little short. He tell her go to social service. He don't help that woman personally. Not that I've seen. I think, can you be pro-black and you work for a white company? Is that pro-black? I mean, I'm just thinking here. I'm back on my conceptual or philosophical tip. Can you be pro-black and work for the man? You know what I'm saying? Can I be pro-black and work at Lockheed Martin or for the state of Maryland, knowing if I can't go in that joint with my dashiki on and my afro out with the black power pit with the fist on that jump? How pro-black in application can you be in effect change in captivity, yo? You know what I'm saying? And then being pro-black is dangerous when you're looped in with other black people who not really pro-black. Okay, like the Dr. Umar talking point. And I get it scripturally, right? We're supposed to marathon our own tribe, right? But they've made it hard here in Babylon to adhere to the law, right? So let's say you Steve Urkel, right? And he pro-black, so he want to marry. What kind of black woman is going to be loyal to Steve Urkel? They not, like in the black community, right? It seemed like you have to be on one side of the extreme or the other. So in the black community, you don't get no love unless you're the hyper masculine, thuggish, ruggish bone, been to jail, probably got some bussy in there, da-da-da. Black people love you. We'll give you a pass for stuff. We'll praise you when you come home. You know what I'm saying? All that type of, even if you snitched. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be on the other side of the spectrum and be the overly flamboyant, what's them people, what's that dude named? The Saucy Santanas of the world or whatever the case may be. Just over the top flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be a man. Because if you just a man with certain principles, character, so on and so forth, you get no love. So now, again, they're shaming black men to stay on the plantation when they leave the country because they're tired. Even in the community, right? You can fight for the community, but the community you fight for won't fight with you and don't love you back. And then if something happens, you go to jail or get hit upside the head, you know, like they used to do back in the 60s. Ain't nobody going to your mama house making sure that the grass got cut. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably talk about you behind your back. Ain't nobody going to put no money on your books unless you got one or two showing up homeboys. But the community is not going to rally around you to uphold the fighter. I'll give an example. The dude, what's his name? Lil Woody or whatever from the YSL trial. He was loyal to a fault. He didn't have any, from my understanding, he didn't have any engagements as far as, you know, them making money, right? They out making money, playing whatever they playing in the street. But when they get into a street issue, he's somewhere else, and they call him, and he come handle dirty work. Making them look bona fide in the street, but he's the one doing it. But he's not a part of any of the moves being made or, you know, the money being spread around. So he takes the drop on behalf of the gang that he's doing all this for. And then he ended up telling on them because he was like, yo, they just forgot about me. How you forget about the man who putting in all the work for y'all? Just like I've seen a plethora of videos about brothers joining these various gangs and this, that, and the third. And then get locked up for the set. Hold it down, keep it real. And then the people you was running with, smashing on your woman. You know what I'm saying? They putting drugs in your little brother hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm of this mindset. Damn all that loyalty. Be loyal. Do what's in your best interest. And you be all right. Be pro-you. Instead of being pro-black, be pro-you. And that'll solve all your problems. You ain't got to worry about getting bamboozled because you're doing what's in your best interest. Whether you go with the Snow Bunny or Ling Ling or whoever. If you, for whatever you trying to do, I go work at Lockheed Martin, darn black power, I'm got to empower myself. If every black person empowered themselves, then you would try to sort of, quote unquote, have black power because the individuals in the grouping of black power are empowered in and of themselves. And then maybe they can come together because they got their own power within themselves. Like Voltron forming. You form the head, I form the arm, da-da-da. Man, I just wish everybody get off this whole black power tip, yo. How you gonna have any power and you don't own nothing? You don't own none of the legislative crap. You don't own none of the institutions, the banking. You don't own no manufacturing centers. None of that. Like I said, I come to discover this dude named David something. I forgot his last name. He's worth $11.4 billion. He's in the tech industry. I'm 42 years old, and I just heard of a black man worth $11.4 billion. And ain't heard about nothing he done did. Not even in the community, just in business world. I ain't never heard the man. So he got $11.4 billion, but how much power he got? Maybe enough power to, buy European status symbols, and they'll allow you to do this and do this and do that. But he could single-handedly fund Black Lives Matter. Just like back in the day, right, when there was like real black power. That's why they stamped it out. From my understanding, I think it was Sam Cooke, and it was another singer. It might have been James Brown, if I ain't mistaken. But they said that they were funding certain organizations and community efforts and all that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's black power. How many of all these celebrities we got, of course we know why that is, or not even celebrity, these various black business owners and so on, how many of them are funding, pushing, initiative in their own personal neighborhood with the sweet potatoes they got? So now I'm not like the Umar kind of situation. From what I heard, he just opened a school. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, one school, you got to start somewhere. All right. You might empower, I don't know how many kids, let's say 100, you know what I'm saying? You empower them, okay. But again, because you're in that's why there are no black hospitals. So if the system feel like you're empowering these young black boys too much, they'll hit you with something in zoning or some permit, or, you don't fall completely under the oversight agency that handles academics, and they can just destroy you like that. I mean, this is crazy, yo. I don't get it, yo. They will shame you for doing what's in your best interest. But then we got a whole plethora of brothers on here on YouTube with their various testimony of them, blindly getting with black women to keep it real in the battlefield and get their hind parts handed to them. I'll say this, right, and I ain't talking about religious so much so. If your woman isn't seeking the Most High, you probably shouldn't even deal with her, because the Babylonian influence is going to sway her at some point. You know what I'm saying? That might have been a jewel right there. I don't care what color she is. Because anything, if you're the halfway decent brother, they're going to destroy you. But it seems like you get rewarded if you're the proverbial Pookie, Ray, Woodoo, Woodoo, whatever the case may be. So here in Babylon, they actually incentivize you to actually be the worst type of Negro, or at least have a certain amount of characteristics where you can kind of play a little bit, you know what I mean? But let you be able to, or trying to live right. You gotta be, I've seen so many brothers get clean right, and then get with a girl, and, they say all the right stuff. And then, my one man, he found his girl on the hub. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been the same since. I know try to do right. But see, I know one dude, right? I'm slightly digressing. Somebody else had told me this and sent me a picture, right? He's like the all-American, douche. That's what I call him, the all-American douchebag white dude. He got super high, inflated ego, but he can't stay off of drugs and alcohol. But he got 99 problems, like Jigga, but a woman ain't one. He done darn there at some point been with all my coworkers. Me and him was actually in treatment together during COVID. That was what, 5 years ago? And he still ain't got the ball rolling. But these women love him. I guess maybe the potential. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to be loyal to something that don't, okay, like I said, okay, my man, and this is why there's no black power in the community. You got to go to the white man, because we still in captivity, right? So how many times, let's say a brother in Baltimore, let's not even say Baltimore. Let's say anywhere in Babylon, right? He messed up, he come home, right? He got a felony, whatever the case, he can't get no job. Why this brother can't just walk down to the barber shop, chop it up with brothers? You know what I'm saying? They fill him out, whatever the case may be. Oh, you got a brick mason skill while you was in there. Oh, my partner do this, right? Be here at 6 o'clock. He gonna chop it up with you. How many times do we plug each other in? Now, amongst me, we do that. We share information, but it's only about altogether about 3 of us. Everybody else gone for self. How much power? See, it's a oxymoron. How much power is in individuality, but you can only empower yourself, right, if you do what's in your best interest as an individual. See how confusing Babylon is, yo? It just makes for great talking points and views and all that. But I ain't, even with all this dating advice and red pill and don't do this and don't do that, you know what I'm saying? You darned if you do, darned if you don't. You can take the advice and practicality. And you might stay safe. But then if you don't take the advice, you'll probably get with a Jezebel. For the most part, that's all it is out here. That's why for the longest, I ain't played the game. And instead, this is what I'll do. Or this is what I've done, right? I just work on me. And instead of chasing stuff, I just attract it. That way, if I attract it, then I'm in a better leverage point to see if I want food or not. But just going out here, nah, come on, folks. Man, come on, Joe. All this black empowerment, especially in these democratic cities, and brothers mowing each other down left and right. I mean, like I said, bro, like, how, okay, here one, you pro-black, right? But you in debt to the banks, which is probably most, because we're in a debt-based society. You can't, to some degree, you can't really, unless you take out debt. So how much black power can it be? And the building we organizing that, the cars we drove to get there, the bank own it. So we do too much in the paint, they just shut our cars off. If there was real black power, where's the hospital at? Where's the hub of natural healing in every city if there's black power? And I get it, you know what I'm saying, the interracial thing and all that. But to me, it's deeper. It's bigger than Nino Brown. If we had our own, you know what I'm saying? And I understand why that is. But let's say hypothetically we had our own, right? This wouldn't even be a talking point. Because the women would probably submit. Because the men would be free. And, you know what I'm saying? They'd be in a position of power so they could like admire you. And, you know what I'm saying? Babylon got. But this is what we get. For what? And I'll take personal, even though I wasn't there, but I've done it in my own life for rebelling against the Most High. Now we're trying to find solutions to problems that actually cause more problems that we then got to talk about. The only solution is the Most High. All this stuff we see happen, in the physical realm, all has a spiritual catalyst and component to it. If we, I wondered that too, right? Like in the previous times we was in captivity, right? And he said, well, this is the punishment, and this is how long you'll be here, and then I'll bring you out, right? But one of the first things I said, do not conform to the ways of the oppressor or the heathen. The pastor man done totally skipped over all that. So now we're fully integrated, a la Martin Luther King, into a system that we can't get free of. But then trying to get some power in a play, because we gave up. How they say, my old basketball coach said this. He said we got what we wanted, but we lost what we had. And they had it in so long, we don't even see the need for it anymore. Again, we're not arguing for freedom or power or independence, none of that, yo. No, we arguing about a more comfortable enslavement. Dirty. Again, nothing new under the sun. It's the same principle of when we left Egypt, got in the wilderness, and then wanted to go back to Egypt. Because we forgot about all the pain and all that. Oh, we just remember the food. We remember the swine. I just want some swine. So I'll take the beat downs and the moral degradation. Just give me some swine because my stomach on my back. Or it's not even that my stomach on my back. I just want something different. Totally forgetting about all the trying. I've done it. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? I'm on drugs or whatever. Then I go to rehab and then rehab. I'm around all these people. I'm pissed off at myself. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this and do this and do that. Now I want to go back and use, because I don't want to deal with the decision I made. So now it seemed better to go back and use, even though I was just praying like I don't know what to get out of it. Then he bring me out. Now I want to go back. I've done it. This is irrelevant talking points to me, folks. We're trying to solve Babylonian problems with Babylonian solutions, which ain't going to do nothing but create more Babylonian problems. No different than the modern medicine. You got a problem, we give you this pill that just stabilizes the problem, if that, but this pill is going to create other problems. And then you come back to me to help solve the other problem. But I don't solve nothing. I just keep giving you more problems to keep you dependent on me, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's so wicked here, Jack, where they, and I guess, whenever we say it's more exponential or exaggerated, because all that harlotry and all that stuff, we learned that. Well, the sisters learned that from the white woman, but they done took that joint and went to the stratosphere with it. You know what I'm talking about? Or even like the sweetism. You can see a sweet white dude, but the sweet Black dude is probably, way more pronounced. You know what I'm saying? We got to always be the over exaggerated aspect of the demonstration. So again, and I've questioned this in my mind myself. Do you get with the sister and knowing how they've been programmed? And yeah, I don't know. I've had bad experience. Or do you get with the snow bunny who seem to be more feminine? But then let's say you pick that one. Then she's going to raise your children under her culture. And if something happened to you, your finance is going to that culture. Like I said, I've come to spiritual acceptance. It is what it is. And in the acceptance, I got peace about it. You know what I'm saying? We're not meant to bid. I don't know. Like, okay, let's go back to Egypt again, right? The plagues came, this, that, and the third. But they didn't start building or they didn't start organizing. Moses told them what the Most High said, and then they just did that, and then they escaped. But I don't know, in mass, as a community, as a grouping of people, if it's even spiritually possible to build and do all. Now, individuals can do it, maybe pockets of friends, maybe a certain organization. But all of it, not because Babylon's stopping us, because let's say we are able to do that, we'll get comfortable here in Babylon. We won't be crying out to get us out of it. You know what I'm saying? We'll just nestle in. So you just do what you can do, and you do what's in your best interest. Darn what everybody's talking about. Here it is. Darn what I'm talking about. If what I'm talking about don't work for you, then don't listen to me. You do what's in your best interest. Black power, quote unquote, is you empowering yourself to make the best decision for you and yours and whatever you're trying to do moving forward. And I believe in the process of doing that, which to various levels and degrees we all should be on, as it's been happening in my life, you'll start forming or coming together haphazardly with like-minded individuals. I've wondered this, we've always been a tribal people, right? And I've said this thinking about my own business mind or things I want to do. I'm not let's say I start some business, whatever that may be. I'm not running my business like no corporation. Because a corporation is built on a plantation construct, yeah. I don't want to sit at the top and make all the money. I want everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's why black men, unless you start, getting tight in the britches and all that, can't go up but so far in corporate America. Because you're going to have to drop some asterisk or some component of who you are to be more appeasable to the folks who already sit there. That's why you can't have no black power, because when you rise up in these companies, you know what I'm saying, and the position, pay, whatever, you ain't going, they ain't going to see the chief, let's say you the chief financial officer, you ain't going to see him at no Black Lives Matter rally talking about down with whitey, and he worked for white people. Like I said, how black power you and you work for a white man? I'm just saying, ain't nothing wrong with it. You do what you gotta do. Just like if you Steve Urkel and the sisters ain't feeling you because they're not programmed through media and so on and so forth to see you because they think you square or you don't look the part or you dress a certain way or you got a certain build or you like anime or you like playing video games. You go where you celebrated at. All this talk about being a self-sacrificial lamb is dead, B. Where that? And then they don't even own it. Like I said, when from what I understand, when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all that, like the community didn't rally around to make sure their wives and was good and their kids and they set up and this, that, and the third as a martyr. You know what I'm saying? They probably had to go get jobs or or two individuals who was something they helped out or whatever. But the community forgot all about them people and went back to work for the white man. What the fuck you talking about? Excuse my language, yo. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no black power, nothing. I don't even fool black people. Because I know that's what they hitting for. And it's not conducive to me. It's not so much that I hate black people. I just see in the business of me, the toothless wonder, me ingratiating myself to the average black person, ain't finna happen. Like I said, when I went back to the job this last time, my supervisor, when I first was there, was my equivalent on the first shift. I was on the second shift. And then when I came back, she's a supervisor. Man, she loves Zaddy. So much so, her whole department looked terrible. She ain't care. As long as Zaddy happy, And she made a statement. She was like, I don't have no education, right? So this job has given me upward mobility. You ain't gonna put nothing on the line, sacrifice none of that. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I thought this was one of them sisters. You know what I mean? She out the same mob. We had a sit down, right? Come voice my concerns to her and whatnot. She give me a bunch of company lines, so my brain fading out. So I already know I'm finna leave, right? She just don't know that. But when I brought it, she said she felt it. She should. But anyway, she told me, she was like, well, I got issues and da-da-da. We all do, I got family, financial things, boyfriend, side piece. I said, God damn, my shoot. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But you got a side piece. How, there's a famous, I don't know if it's famous, but there's a quote that says, a nation can rise no higher than its women, You know what I'm saying? So, being, that's my own time really in society and meeting people where they at with it and so on and so forth and being around them on a consistent basis. Like I said, you had the old moms, maybe about 60. She don't cook. She was looking at men's monsters during the UA. You know what I'm saying? And then tell me, when it came out, tell me she'd been married and totally forgot to tell me that she cheated, that she slept with the dude. And he told me. And these are the elders advising the young women what to do. How empowered are black people going to be? What you going to do with that? She's 60 years old and refused to cook, but don't see nothing wrong with putting her mouth on men who got drug issues. Come on, folks. Like I said, my supervisor, she covering up for all those sisters who doing all the dirt. I told you. It's crazy. It's real in the battlefield, baby. Look, they had the white woman, they say the white man ice cold, right? So the white woman, she was writing scripts, stealing the meds and giving them to her living boyfriend, who was a former client, right? He gets so strung out, he go back to the institution, tell all the business. So now they done put it in the face. Everybody in town knows or whatever. So they had to fire her, right? Just to make it look good. But her illegal script writing operation, they tried to pin it on the BBL sister. She only had the authority to do that, but they pinned it on her. See, Daddy's still gonna throw you on the bus for the precious white woman. You know what I'm saying? Man, do what you can do, and try to work your mood the way you work it. You know what I'm saying? Under the enabling of the Most High, That's where the power lie. You know where my power line at? The fact I don't want fool with Babylon. And they got all these pitfalls and various programs in this major. I've been empowered by letting go of it. I don't care nothing about it. I carve out my little niche. I'm content and happy with that. And I continue to strive, but I put in the Most High appointed time. So I don't even care about Bone Quisha being this, that, and the third. They supposed to be that we here in Babylon. I don't care about Negro being buck broken. They supposed to be that here in captivity. Just make sure you ain't buck broken. Know what I'm talking about? Care about none of that. Don't none of that make no sense. And how empowered can you be in a place where your mental health therapist needs somebody to help them with their issues? That's like I'm a mechanic, but I can't fix my own car. I gotta take it to somebody else. But you bring the car to me all the time. Don't babble and translate into some translation as confusion. I don't like being confused, yo. So even in my personal life, if you start doing stuff or saying stuff and it make me wonder, I'm finna not wonder about it and leave it alone. Now I ain't gotta worry about it no more. I ain't trying to you can't figure this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Why is Babylon? Because it's Babylon. You can't fault Babylon for Babylon. You know what I'm talking about? I went on a little rant there, man. But ain't no such thing as no black power, folks. The only power is in the Most High. And then he empowers you and emboldens you to do whatever he's appointed you to do. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all, yeah.